open the sports page with the Orlando Sentinel and FM 96.9 The Game's Mike the Bulldog Bianchi.
41-yard attempt. Snap and hold are good. The kick is good! Notre Dame has won the Orange Bowl, and Marcus Freeman is taking them to the championship game.
27-24, Notre Dame is going to the ship, Bulldog.
Notre Dame going to the national championship game against either Texas or Ohio State, who plays tonight. Notre Dame beats Penn State. Wow. Bad interception by Penn State quarterback Drew Aller right at the end of the game, threw an ill-advised pass in the middle of the field at the Penn State 42. Just 33 seconds left in the game at that point. You think it's either going to be a tie and go into overtime, or Penn State's going to drive down and maybe kick a game-winning field goal of their own. But the interception, Notre Dame drives 19 yards, and they kick the game-winning field goal for the 27-24 victory. Man, I felt bad for James Franklin. He's going to get skewered again because I think his record now is 1-14 against AP top 5 teams, 4-20 against top 10 teams. But that wasn't his fault. I mean, he was in position to win the game, and his quarterback just threw an ill-advised pass, and that was the difference in the game. Notre Dame's quarterback, Riley Leonard, I mean, that guy was clutch. He shook off a late hit in the second quarter, was sent to the medical tent for a concussion check, comes back in and makes some big plays down the stretch. And that, to me, that was the difference in the game.
You said you feel bad for him, but at the end of the game, numbers are numbers, because down the road, that's what people are going to, unfortunately, they'll remember that. Yeah, you are what your record says you are, as Bill Parcells once said, and his record against top 5 teams is 1-15.
Game tonight, do we have a close affair, or is this going to be a blowout?
Well, Texas's defense was one of the top defenses in the country all season long, but they've been very porous in the playoff. If they let Ohio State get rolling, I mean, Ohio State's got the most talented roster in the country, so it could be a blowout, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think Texas's defense is going to rise up and do something in tonight's game. Carry that SEC torch, if you will. By the way, if Ohio State does win tonight, it'll be the first time in 30 years since Nebraska won back-to-back titles back in like the mid-90s. First time in 30 years we've had a non-Sun Belt team win the national championship 2 years in a row. Of course, Michigan won it last year, and if Ohio State wins tonight, it'll be either Ohio State or Notre Dame that win it this year. So that just shows you the dominance of teams in the South over the years. But this, 2 years in a row.
Kentucky yesterday with Title VI.
I missed that story. What happened?
The brakes have been put on that as far as the men and women's sports deal.
Oh, you're talking about Title IX.
Title IX. I'm sorry. Title IX. I'm sorry.
I was going to say.
Sorry.
Yes.
He was getting excited for the weekend with 69.
Screwing up my Roman numerals, Bulldog. Yeah.
I was wondering what you were talking about.
My bad.
Title VI. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that was could be a groundbreaking ruling. So we'll see what happens with that. Speaking of college football, did you see this story? Carson Beck, the starting quarterback at Georgia, he was expected to go into the NFL draft, but he's going into the transfer portal instead. So he was hurt in the SEC championship game, hurt his elbow, had to have surgery. He didn't know where he was going to get drafted because of that. And now he's going into the portal instead of coming back to Georgia. I'm thinking Georgia said, we've got somebody in the wings here. Why don't you go ahead and transfer?
Any rumors they saw him up in the club in South Beach last night?
Well, that's the rumor of where he's going to go, Miami.
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens there. Magic last night, they lose to the Minnesota Timberwolves, but tonight the Cavalry returns. Paolo Banchero expected to make his long-awaited return to the lineup tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. Hopefully the Magic can win that game and get back on a roll here because they started the season 10-0 at home. I think they're like 3-6 in their last 9 home games. So
give them time.
Lightning 4-1 winners last night over Boston, and then we've got NFL Wild Card Weekend is here, doggy.
Oh, cannot wait. Love it. Well, the big game in the state of Florida, of course, the Commanders at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers favored by 3. Should be a good game, though. Jaden Daniels, the rookie quarterback of the Commanders, really good. Going to be the rookie of the year. Baker Mayfield, of course, having a career year as well. So that could be a high-scoring affair. Looking forward to that one.
You heard me knocking on wood, guys. I'm hoping for the best. Yeah?
By the way, the Rams game against the Vikings has been moved out of L.A. because of the wildfires. That game's Monday night. It's been moved to Arizona.
How's that work if you're a fan who had tickets to that in L.A.? How's that work?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think if you're a fan in L.A., you're worried about your neighbors and stuff, probably, right?
Yeah, speaking of L.A., the Lakers game was canceled last night. J.J. Redick, the coach of the Lakers, his house burned down in the fires. So sad for JJ, obviously former Magic player. So our prayers go out to them. Other big game. What playoff game besides the Bucks are you guys most looking forward to?
God, Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's sort of limping.
I don't know, man. It's just once you get to the playoffs, there's a different mindset, and anything can happen.
I'm going to pick an upset here.
Give it.
I'm going to pick an upset.
Let me guess. You're going to pick
I think
Denver.
the Broncos are going to go into Buffalo and win that game.
Don't even say that, dude. Is that a dog bite?
That's a bulldog bite. Bo Nix playing like a 10-year veteran, even though he's a rookie. Give me the Broncos to beat the Bills. Broncos' defense is stout. Their offense is coming on. Watch out for the Broncos.
What time's that game again?
That's the early one on Sunday.
Okay, I'm glad it's an early one. Hey, quick story for you guys. I didn't get to tell yesterday when I was about to, wreck my underpants. Dude, I'm at the gym the other day, dog, and somebody's sitting next to me and sitting there on the yoga mat, and I go, man, she looks familiar. Guess who it was?
Who?
Don't say what gym, by the way. Marta.
Marta.
Yeah.
By the way, Marta just signed a 2-year extension with the Pride.
I know, and I wish I would have known then, because I would have said, hey, good to see you, congratulations. But no, it was pretty cool experience. And then they go, wow, that was Marta. I just couldn't put the face there.
The greatest women's soccer player of all time was right there at your gym.
Right there.
Wow.
You should have tried out some of your Spanish. Or does she speak Portuguese?
Portuguese.
She's Brazilian.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Mike the Bulldog Bianchi, host of Open Mic on AM 740 and FM 96.9 The Game. Thank you for taking time out of your show every morning to join us here on JRR for this sports page. Give us that big old bulldog bark to get us into the weekend. Oh, oh.
On demand, download the iHeartRadio app.
Safe Touch.